Should we go? Morning. So yeah, first garden tour that I've done for quite a while. It is sort of back end of May 2026. Not been able to do any videos for a while. As you probably know, my dad died a few weeks ago, so we've been dealing with that, the funeral and everything, and helping support my mum. And yeah, it's been hard work, but we've got through a lot of it, and moving on now. So yeah, so I'll just show you, give you a bit of an update on the garden, and show you how it's really progressing. So the field outside our front looks absolutely fantastic at the moment. Beautiful day. Lots of sort of wildflowers in the dike along here, and yeah, it's just gorgeous day today. So the hedge is looking all right. I tried last year, I just cut the hedge once, sort of I think back end of September, and it seems to do, that seems to be enough. All looking pretty healthy. We put these young hollies in about a year ago, and they've still been eaten by rabbits and deer. There's just nothing we can do about it, so we're trying to sort of like create like a double hedge, but yeah, it's hard work. It's not really progressing quite as much as all the trees here, if you see, get eaten at the bottom. I should maybe put, the guard should be bigger than that, and then they're all right sort of at the top, so I'm assuming it's mainly rabbits. We let that grass grow, that sort of first metre, 2 metres, a bit more than the rest of it. I haven't really treated that. I should get those thistles out. But that looks all right. In a few weeks' time, that starts to grow a bit more, and there's some nice wildflowers in there as well. But yeah, not much really to say about this outer side, but we can't really plant much because of the rabbits and the deer, but it looks all right. And that, as I say, is a fantastic view. So this little section, we haven't done any work on this for a few weeks, and we need to. So I think that's on, maybe even on today's jobs. So I've got to cut down the bulbs now, give it a good weed, and there's quite a bit of the what do you call that, sort of green algae type stuff in there, so I want to treat that as well. But overall, this has looked nice for the spring, and a massive improvement of what it used to look like, but it does need a bit of work on it. I'll be showing you the main border in a minute from the other side, but it does look good from here as well. Really filling out. It's starting to look stunning. Excuse the washing. So the kitchen garden, it's getting all right. Again, because of my dad's funeral, I haven't sorted out the succession sowing for all the different crops, so we're going to have gaps this year. But I've basically been wiped out for about 5 weeks now, so where I haven't been able to get on at my usual sort of pace. balancing lots and lots of stuff. But it still looks good. I'd done a lot of stuff beforehand and managed to get most of this planted up in the last week or so. The brassica bed is looking good. Lots of Cavallonero and Greyhound cabbage and some Savoy and some sprouts at the back there. So that's all right. This main bed, we've got onions all the way around with beetroot. Sweet corn, I'm not totally convinced that they're going to do much. They've gone very yellow. I wonder if I put them out a week or so too soon, not sure. And then we've got some autumn fruiting raspberries and some gooseberries in this one. At the back we've had loads of the rhubarb this year, but I'm just starting to pick it less now. I want it to put all its goodness back into the roots and the crowns, I should say, and yeah, so we'll maybe take 1 or 2 more meals for that, but that's about it. We've deliberately left this, which is self-seeded, and we are very happy to leave this sort of stuff. Same with round here. It's just a bit of a rough area, but really good for wildlife, and we like it. Fig tree. When we bought the house, this was falling over. It looked dead, and we managed to keep it going for the best part of 2 years. So yeah, that's looking pretty healthy, I think. Got our lettuce here and some spinach, all just to pick for the small leaves. But they go really well in a in a salad, I should say. So yeah, that's been a success. Some more down there as well, some more lettuce on there, some iceberg. I planted out a couple of aubergines yesterday, and then we've got garlic, which will be ready to harvest in maybe about a month's time. That's a grapevine that I put in last autumn. That's survived the winter and looking good. And that is a loganberry at the back there. Broad beans looking healthy. Some outdoor tomatoes here as well. But yeah, these are just starting to be ready to be harvested very soon. So we've got strawberries, peppers, and courgettes in this one, spinach, spring onions, and some sugar snap peas over there. This bed's been very disappointing. Last year's seed, but it was chard and carrots and hardly got any germination so far. It might still come, but it doesn't look very good. Radish at the back. I always sow radish and then we don't really use it. Don't know why. I don't think I'll buy radish again. I don't mind it, but Kirsten isn't very keen, so I think that makes the difference. Kirsten's done a load of pots. Keep the pollinators happy in the kitchen garden. Really happy now with this. It's a proper workstation. We've got tables out here. The pallets have created another sort of bench, and then this shelving that I made up from those potato trays a couple of years ago now. Really useful for staging, and we use this big tray as a sort of bath to feed everything, to water everything. Much better to water from below. So a lot of things. I'm starting to clear this greenhouse out now. There was some staging there which we've taken out, but I'm going to get some big pots of tomatoes, aubergines and peppers in the rest of Kirsten's seedlings. not a lot in mind now. And as I say, this is where I'm going to struggle with the succession, because this should be a lot fuller, but there's been a gap. Still got some more beans to go out. Well, I do see that they're getting bloody eaten in here. Where are you? There will be a slug somewhere in here. I will find you and I will kill you. Few spare tomatoes. And we have 6 different varieties, just one tomato, a plant of each there, with a couple of cucumbers at the back, which should give us a decent amount. Again, I've got this daisy self-seeded down the back there, but as long as it doesn't damage the glass, I'm quite happy to have that there as well. Looks good, looks nice. These alliums look fantastic. So we call this Kirsten's border because she was looking after this. Well, she does still look after this one most of the time. I'll leave this one to her. It looks looking really, really good. She's done lots more stuff in the pots this year, and that's looking fantastic. We've decided to put more plants in each pot. We didn't maybe put enough in last year. And we've got poppies and sunflowers and some sweet peas and a rose that we took a cutting from one of the main roses. They're coming on really nicely now. The new table and chairs. I mean, when that clematis was out, this looked fantastic, but yeah, it's been really useful. We're really using that quite a lot now, which is brilliant. When we cut down the old lavender a couple of years ago and took out all the old lavender because we needed all replacing, we just left the sort of cuttings, everything that we did, we just left there for a month or so. And then all the seeds fell into the slate, but we decided to leave it, and it didn't look much last year, but this year it's looking really nice. Just a sort of natural self-seeding. So I might do similar when we cut the lavender this year. I might do a bit more, leave it there for a month and see what happens over the next year or so. So the new lavenders are now a year and a bit into since we planted them, and mainly this lavender ring is looking good now. Goes all the way around there. This bed is a bit strange though. Sweet peas were shooting right up. This time last year they were sort of 4 foot high, and yeah, we're a bit confused why they're not growing as quickly. We've improved the soil from last year, so yeah, a bit of a strange one, that one. And Kirsten's planted fuchsias into there, which will start looking good in a few weeks. So perennial cornflowers looking fantastic at this time of year. Butterfly likes that allium. But yeah, the cornflowers, aquilegia, alliums, hardy geraniums, lupins. Is that Kerria, that one? I think that yellow, I think. Various dahlias, echinaceas. All really filling out. Massive improvement on last year. Everything, well, a lot of things were new last year, and then with the weather conditions, the sort of drought in the spring, wasn't totally impressed, but this year it's looking really great. What's that red robin at the back there? That's growing nicely, like that. field maple has filled out again. And this section is just where that big horrible pampas grass was. And again, this is a little bit behind the rest of the main border, but because everything is new and the ground wasn't great, but we mulched heavily here, and I think by this time next year that will really start to look like the rest of it. So all the new fruit trees are doing okay. That's the latest one. That was that pear. Don't know whether to nip the top off that because it is quite tall and straggly. Maybe take the top couple of foot off, I'm not sure. But the other ones that have been in a year doing well. This was annoying, this cherry. It had two sort of branches coming off the top, and then this one just snapped in the wind, which is a shame, but I think it had too many cherries on. So yeah, we have to be careful with that. But they are getting established. A bit slower than the other ones on the other side of the garden, but I'll show you those in a minute. This rose is just about to start flowering. In fact, there is the very first one. Woodland planting section. Does look fantastic all spring. One or two things just going over now, but there's been a bit more water, a bit more rain this year, so it's looking healthier than it did when it just all of a sudden just sort of crashed last year. This year, still looking good, and again, it's a bit more established. But I've been really happy with this. It's probably my favourite part of the garden. So the plan is definitely this autumn winter is to extend this. So remember that there was no border here at all when we took over. There was just an old conifer which had fallen over there, and this was all just grass. So we are going to extend it finishes there, just near that viburnum. We're basically going to take it all the way to the oak tree, and then to reach the corner. So these fruit trees on this little avenue, these are establishing best. These are all from the garden centres. The others were from various sort of fairs, car boots, that sort of thing. But these are the garden centre ones, probably a year older, twice the price, but certainly look good. Getting established quite quickly. It's the corner, mint, lemon balm, thyme, the I don't think it is oxide daisy, but something very similar to oxide daisy. We've put some achillea in here, which was sown from seed this spring, so we'll see how that copes as well. So we tend to put things in here that can go a bit mad, not affected by, this is quite a windy corner, so they're fairly tough. But it's starting to get established. Looking forward to these daisies coming out. the beans in yesterday. I've sown some direct just near the canes, and then the others I've started off in the greenhouse and put those out. Still got a few more to go. Didn't do well with beans last year, which was the first year I've not done well with beans. I've always done well with beans at the allotments, so I don't quite understand what happened, but I've improved the soil, put a bit of manure in there as well, so let's see if that works. Potatoes ready to harvest in a few weeks' time, and I've got a row of outdoor tomatoes along these canes here in the middle. Fruit cage doing its job. Everything looking really healthy in there. Kind of gone with a bit of a sort of attitude of just letting it do its own thing. So don't know how easy that will be to actually go and pick the fruit, but it is filling out nicely, really well. Perhaps need to do a little bit of weeding in there. There are one or two things that shouldn't be, but I can see lots of strawberries, some raspberries, red currants, white currants, and we did have a little bit of rhubarb in there as well. Some black currants as well. I think that's black currant, that one. Which is just basically like a rose, isn't it? But yeah, looking good. It's a bit wonky, the actual structure, but kind of like it like that. I would say I'd planned it like that if I could get away with it, but yeah, it's falling a bit, but not to worry. That door certainly wouldn't pass any spirit level tests or building regulations. Budleya's got no sort of sign of any flowers on yet. Is that late? Seems a bit late for me, but we'll see. Bramley apple tree, we had so many apples last year. It was what a freak year really, but I don't think we'll get the same this year. I did give it a good prune as well, so we'll see if that has any effect. And then finally, the sunflower border, which looked really nice last year, so we've done the same again, but we've also underplanted as well. Really happy with that. Looking forward to seeing how that is in a few weeks' time. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the latest garden tour. Got a bit of a backlog of work to do, both on the garden, the house, and business wise. So I don't know exactly when I'll sort of like get round to doing a more regular vlog, but I will do some at some point in the next few weeks. So yeah, hope you can subscribe to see how we continue moving on to our third year. It's almost 2 years since we moved in here, and we've done quite a lot to the garden. We love it still, and yeah, we're looking forward to progressing. We've got some plans for the future for it as well. So yeah, if you could subscribe, hit the like button, hype, positive comment, all that sort of stuff. Thanks to anybody who treated the dogs on their Amazon wish list recently. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thanks for all the support and the lovely comments regarding my dad. Yeah, it's been a difficult year, and just feels sometimes that it's one thing after another, but yeah, we're getting through it, and certainly feel a bit brighter this last week or so. Maybe the weather helps and being out in the garden. So I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.